John here, and today we're going to talk about and review Oscar, 1991 comedy which stars Sylvester Stallone and directed by John Landis. And, right off the bat, yes, you heard right, this is a comedy that, Stallone at this time was not known for, so this was such a, quite a shift for, Sly here. And unfortunately, when this came out, it was a bomb. I think it got mixed reviews. People didn't know what to make of the film. But, rewatching it again, it was nice to go back and rewatch. To me, this has to be Sly's best comedy. But we'll talk more about that here. The plot here, so you got Sly, he's our main character, and Chicago's #1 gangster, Angelo Snaps Provolone, and he made his dying father a promise on his deathbed that he would leave the world of crime and, become an honest businessman. And meanwhile, there are outside people, watching our main character, and they believe that, he's hatching some kind of master plan. And at the same time, our main character is dealing with employees and juggling his daughter's love life. And that's the plot of the film here. Now, it's directed by John Landis here, which, as a director, I don't really care too much for. I think I've lost a lot of respect for John Landis because of the whole Twilight Zone movie situation. He's directed a lot of great movies and classics, but I think, again, for me, I've lost a lot of respect for the guy because of that situation. Now, originally, I was reading some interviews about this film here, that originally he wanted Al Pacino for the role, and Al Pacino was offered $2 million, and he's like, well, I could do this film for $2 million, or I could do Dick Tracy and get paid $3 million. So he did Dick Tracy instead, and I kind of wonder what Al Pacino would have done in this movie here. I think he would have been a lot of fun to watch, just to see Al Pacino, bounce off this cast here, and, it would be like a very kind of, like a comedy version of Scarface. And the cast here, it's quite a stack of talent. You got Sly here, who's having fun. You could tell that he's having a ball here in this movie. You also have Marissa Tomei, who is the daughter of Sly's character. And this is before My Cousin Vinny, so yeah, it's very interesting to see a young Marissa Tomei here in this movie. You also have Tim Curry in the film, great actor. You also have Peter Riegert, who I remembered more from The Mask with Jim Carrey, and I'll be reviewing that soon. You have Chaz Palminteri here in the film. You also have Art LaFleur and Kurtwood Smith. Yeah, Art LaFleur was in The Sandlot as Babe Ruth. Kurtwood Smith was, known for RoboCop, and those two actors, they play like these feds that are watching Sly's character. And you also have Kirk Douglas in the beginning of the film, who's the father of, our main character here. He appears only in the beginning, but hey, it's cool to see Kirk Douglas, You also have Donna Mish, from Cocoon, and you also have Yvonne DiCarlo, who I must have not have seen her in the film, but she's in the film. Yeah, I totally missed her, but yeah, she's in the cast. Eddie Bracken's in here. So yeah, again, you got quite a cast here, a lot of talent here on display, and again, Sly's having fun, and it's very cool to see him bounce off the all the actors here in this film, and all the different names that I'm like, okay, hey, there's that guy and there's that guy, and like I forgot all of the people that were involved here with this movie. So the cast is great. The score by Elmer Bernstein, it's a fun score. He provided the scores for other movies, like Ghostbusters and Stripes, and I enjoyed the score here. And the film has a very fun energy to it. Like, it's a very whimsical comedy that easily, it could have worked as like an animated movie. But that's what I really enjoyed here about the film is, it's set in the 30s, and throughout the film there's a lot of screwball mayhem between characters. And I kind of wonder, and I wrote this question down here too, and for people out there watching, I wonder if Sly did this film here to kind of follow the success that Arnold had with comedies like, Twins and Kindergarten Cop, because Twins was a big hit when it came out. Kindergarten Cop was a top 10 of that year. And again, I kind of wonder if Sly saw that and he's like, well, let me try my hand at comedy. And, and I still enjoyed this movie, even though, like I said, when it came out to a lot of mixed reception. But there's a lot of fun stuff here in the film. And I do think, like, after the first hour of the film, the whimsical tones kind of slowed down a little bit and kind of focused more on Sly's daughter in the film and, her situation. But there's still quite a bit of fun dialogue, between characters, and a lot of kind of fun banter and back and forth. And, you'll follow, like, okay, for example, you'll follow Sly for a little bit, then you'll follow what this character is doing or that character is doing. So, the direction, it's enjoyable here. And yeah, so for me, like I said, there's quite a bit of stuff here that I really enjoyed here about the film. And yeah, so, with all that being said, let me get to my final thoughts on Oscar. Alright, so my final thoughts on Oscar: Sylvester Stallone's having a ball in this. Nice supporting cast of stars that adds to the charm and whimsical fun. Enjoyable direction from John Landis, with Elmer Bernstein providing the score. Oscar has to be Sylvester Stallone's best comedy. And those are my final thoughts. And yeah, if you haven't seen Oscar, give it a watch. An enjoyable movie. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.